Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm currently sitting in my breakfast nook with my pad and my pen, and I am about to write down my grocery list for the week because I am gonna take you guys today to come grocery shopping with me and show you guys how I do groceries for the week, the way I navigate the store and sort of get it done. Something that I'm really trying to do and that I'm getting a little bit better at is trying to get all my groceries done in one day for the week. It's very, very, very rare that I don't need to go back to the grocery store. And in the end, I end up spending so much more money. So I really try to organize myself better so that I'm not spending so much money on groceries, because every time I go for those little trips for one thing, I end up picking up more than one thing and spending like $30 or $40, and it adds up and it adds up and it adds up. And now my doorbell's ringing, so hold on. Okay, so the way that it works in our household is really like this. We both eat breakfast here every single day, so 7 days a week. For lunches, I would say that in the 7 days, I probably eat home 3, sometimes 4 days. But for the most part, that's really when I do a lot of my meetings. I'm just on the road or I'm busy, social hour. Chris would love if I made him lunch every day, but he's just not that lucky. I already make him, well, I've kind of given up on breakfast too, but I make him dinner. So basically lunches aren't really a big concern of mine. However, there are some groceries I buy, but dinners is like a necessity. Dinners, for the most part, it's 5 nights a week. Sometimes it's 4. One night a week, we generally will go to my parents. So I'm still having a home cooked meal. It's just that I'm not buying the food, which is actually very nice. And then one night we definitely go out, and sometimes it's 2 nights. In the summer, which right now it is summer, we definitely do eat out a little bit more, but I'm trying to eat home more. I just don't feel good when I eat out all the time. So this is what I do. I've been doing this for years. It makes my life really, really easy. I go on my notepad. I don't know if you guys can see this. And I write out my dinner ideas for the week. So generally I will go and do my groceries on a Sunday or a Monday. Usually it's Monday because Sunday we're busy, and I'll go buy everything I need for the week for the house. So like basic things, which I'm gonna go over. And then I buy the ingredients I need for my dinners that I've already planned out. So what I do is I take my trusty notepad and pen, and I am someone who really believes in writing grocery lists by hand. I don't know why. I love doing it. I always have. And I also just like writing. Everything right now is on like phone situation, so we don't want to do that. So what I'll do is I'll go through the meals and I'll be like, ooh, I don't have this, I don't have that. And I buy everything I need. I'm gonna make my list, and then I'm going to take you guys to the grocery store with me and show you how I navigate it. So there are a lot of things that I don't buy on the weekly. There's a lot of things that I purchase at Costco. I'm gonna link my Costco video on the description in this video. Things like grains, like rices, quinoa, beans, oats, just pantry items, like dry items. I'm not really buying them week to week. For the most part, I'll buy them more like in bulk or as I see I need them. If you want to do less grocery store visits and stop having to run out for that one item that you ran out of, is to keep a pad of paper and a pen handy in your kitchen. Because if I notice that something's running low, like for example, yesterday when I was going to make almond milk, I went to go like put my scoop of almonds in to soak them, and I noticed that my almond stash was running low. I'll then go on my list and write almonds. You get the point. So if I see that I'm running low on something, I instantly will put it on my list so that when I'm at the grocery store that one time of the week that I do my like big grocery shop, I already know what I'm missing, and I'm not stuck on the next time that I make my almond milk having to run out and get almonds or not have them. So that's a really great way and a good tip to stay organized and be more efficient and not have to like run to the grocery store. Because like I mentioned, to me, and maybe I'm alone in this, but I doubt that I am, every single time that I go to a grocery store to buy one thing, I end up buying like 7 things, and they're usually things that I don't really need. So this just makes things a little bit more efficient and cost effective. Okay, so I'm about to leave. Please excuse my messy handwriting. This is the list of all of the fresh produce that I need. So basically this includes all the ingredients I need for salads for the week and things for breakfast, fruits, snacks, and then also what I need for my dinners. And then here in the frozen section, these are the things I need for smoothies, like blueberries, raspberries. I like to buy my cauliflower as rice already because it's it exists and it's amazing. And then I also usually buy my meats frozen unless I'm gonna make it tonight. So for example, tonight I'm making salmon, so I will buy that at the fish store, and then these I'll buy frozen and then defrost them the day that I'm gonna make them. And then for pantry items this week, I really just need the vanilla extract, so I don't need anything else because like I said, my pantry is pretty much stocked up all the time. Like everything else with me, I'm a little bit complex, especially with what I eat and put into my body. So today what you're gonna see is really like a typical grocery run and what I need to buy for the week and how I usually do things. I am gonna film separate videos for how I stock up my pantry because as an example, there's a lot of items that are in my pantry that I cannot find in grocery stores here in Montreal. So there's a lot of things I buy on different websites. I actually think that would be a really fun video for me to film for you guys, like pantry staples and where I purchase them. I can show you that and take you online. So I'm gonna stop talking because I feel like I can go on and on and on this topic. So just keep in mind that today it really is just a regular grocery run for me and how I organize myself and get it done. And obviously drop the list. The other items like how I always stock my pantry or where I purchase certain things from, we'll do in a whole other video. All right, so I just pulled up to the grocery store. I'm just grabbing some bags from my trunk. Don't judge this trunk. I always bring in my own reusable bags because environment, and it's just so much more enjoyable. So I'll bring in all my bags that I need and let's go shopping. All right guys, so I just got here to the grocery store. The first tip that I wanna give you, and this is a tip that I've heard other health bloggers or people who eat healthy give, is when you are grocery shopping, you really wanna go around the parameters of the store because that's where the healthy items are. Generally, when you start going into the aisles, you're getting more into the processed foods. So, you know, if you can, sort of stick to the parameters. That's usually where most of the groceries that I buy are. When you first walk in, you're generally gonna find your produce, and that's where I get the most of my stuff. And then, like I said, parameters. Today I'm not at a regular grocery store. I'm at a grocery store in Montreal called Avril. Avril is kind of like the best thing that I can compare to Whole Foods, I guess. If I did live in the States where there was, or in a city where there was a Whole Foods, I would probably shop there. I do, for the most part, shop at smaller, like local, little organic shops, but here I can really find everything. So for the sake of filming this video, we came here and they have great stuff. So let's get going. Okay, so I have my lists here. So let's get some of the produce out of the way because I need all kinds. I've been loving Swiss chard. Also, if I start to see that things are really in season, like right now Swiss chard's really in season, I will buy it just cause. I, for the most part, will try to buy things locally. I live in a city where that's kind of hard because it's like literally the Arctic all the time, but Swiss chard right now is amazing. And what I like is that often it will show you where it comes from. Like this is from Ontario or where it was sourced, and then that it is organic. My purse is like unattended. So like there's often gonna be things that aren't on my list that will, like when I see aloe fresh like this, I always buy it because I love to just add it into smoothies. So obviously I do sometimes deviate from my list. I try not to because like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not trying to spend $500,000 on groceries every week, but it happens. So usually I'm someone who wouldn't really buy like prepared foods like such, but this is actually a friend of mine's company and these beets are organic and they're pre-boiled and they are amazing for when I'm gonna have beets because like who the hell wants to like boil and peel? So I rarely cut corners with like my meals, but sometimes if I can, I do. Something that I'm really big on is fresh herbs. I buy them a lot and I use them a lot. They give so much flavor to dishes and they are so healthy for you. And I always pick up parsley, cilantro, and dill. The amount of berries that I go through is like not even normal, so stock up on the berries all the time. Best snack, so good for you, filled with antioxidants, tons of fiber, love. When I see organic cherries, I just can't say no because cherries are on the list of the dirty dozen, so these are the fruits and vegetables you really want to buy organic. So when I see them organic, I buy them. So Obviously lemons, I always stock up on lemons every single week. I try to go for ones that aren't too hard so that when I squeeze them on Instagram, it's not that crazy. No, but I always try to like feel for them and try to get them juicy, but not like too hard, not too soft. Potatoes, sweet potatoes, always buy organic. They are dirty. So with avocado, you don't want to buy them too soft. These are all really soft. So unless I know I'm going to use them like today, I try to buy them a little bit harder and let them ripen. These are all really soft. Great day to make guacamole. Okay, something that's like really big in these healthy grocery stores is vegan cheeses. In my opinion, vegan cheese is crap. If I'm gonna eat cheese, I'll just eat it, the legit one, even though that's crap too, because the ingredients in here is not good. There is like so much stuff that I just don't even know what it is, and I feel like rather than just eating cheese, you're eating chemicals. So if I was going to do dairy, I would probably just go for like a hormone-free dairy or maybe like a goat cheese, because these vegan cheeses, in my opinion, are really filled with crap unless you can find, like there are companies like this. I think this is probably cleaner. Yeah. So this is definitely cleaner. It's made with cashew. So if you can find cheeses that are made with nut or with like a nut base, then that's probably your best bet if you need to have some sort of like dairy alternative. If you guys have not already seen my nut milk video, is that there's all these nut milks that look like they're amazing, and I used to drink this one all the time, but when you look on the labels, there's all kinds of gums and added ingredients, when really your almond milk or your cashew milk or your oat milk or your coconut milk should literally just have 2 ingredients, and that's water and whatever it's based with. So try to avoid buying nut milks in stores because they're really usually bad. I know that there are a few that are okay. Actually, I think this one is okay, if I'm not mistaken, what's in here. So yeah, this one's actually pretty good. So this is watered almonds, maple syrup, pea protein, gluten-free oats, quinoa, vanilla. So you don't have any gums in here. It's free of carrageenans, which is a thickener, and gums, but it does have a lot of other stuff. But I know that this one people have sent me, and it's not that bad. Okay, so we eat a lot of eggs in my house. So I will usually go for these organic, larger ones. Obvi, you want to check them, make sure they're not cracked. So I generally will get like one of these a week. And then over here to my left, you can see they have a lot of their poultry. This is something I buy a lot of. So here is ground organic chicken. I was just mentioning this, I don't know where, but I find it very, very rare that you're gonna find ground chicken or turkey that isn't already frozen. So I will buy it frozen and then I'll thaw it out when I need it. So I'll just get a few of these. And I like to keep these stocked up in my freezer, so I don't necessarily buy them every single week, but I generally will have them always on hand. And then over here, we have the chicken breast. So this is organic. I like this brand. So I'll just buy, again, a few of these, and they're frozen, but I am not eating it tonight. So I'll defrost it the morning that I need it and just let it sit out. And I'll stock up my freezer with these. So here's another example of when you're going into the aisles. If you look here in this freezer, it's all a bunch of, you know, frozen foods, but let's just take one and look at the ingredients just for like shits and giggles. So here are porkless bites. I just want to show you the ingredient list. Okay. Already I can just see that the second ingredient is cane sugar, then gluten, soy protein. So right away the first 5-6 things I just wouldn't eat. There's maltodextrin in here. There's all kinds of chemicals. So read your labels, and I hope you guys are not buying this shit. Sorry. All right, so here is the frozen fruit section. So for my smoothies, I always use organic frozen fruits and vegetables. So I'm gonna grab the spinach. This is like the best way in smoothies to not have to add ice because it's already frozen. So I'll buy these. I love the cherries. These are actually a great snack also. And I'm gonna get some raspberries also that I need. And then these I just grabbed before. These are wild blueberries from Lac Saint Jean, so they're local. And I'll be getting 2 big bags of these because wild blueberries are the best blueberries you can get, and they are so filled with fiber and antioxidants. It's like the ultimate superfood, very low in sugar and just so good for you. So similar to Whole Foods or any sort of health food store you go to, there's still crap everywhere, so you really have to know how to navigate through it. Like kombucha is really a big thing right now, as you can see. There is so much kombucha. So kombucha's great, but for the most part, you know, I used to drink it a lot more than I do now. But if you look at the sugar contents, like this is 7 grams of sugar in 250 milliliters, which is not that much. Everything has over 8 grams of sugar for this bottle. Like that's a lot of sugar. And unfortunately, in order to make kombucha, the only way for it to actually ferment and to get like fizzy is to add in sugar. So you don't really know how much sugar's in there. So point that I'm trying to make is that even though we're at like a healthy grocery store, there is a full aisle of stuff that is just filled with sugar. So you got to be careful what you're buying. So many people ask me about this. So this is Ezekiel bread, okay? This is the bread that I prefer and eat the most. It is generally always in a freezer because it doesn't have anything that's going to keep it, give it shelf life. So you will find it in the freezer. My favorite one is the blue or the flax. Actually, I like all of them, but really like my favorite is this one, the flax, the sesame. The plain one, now that I've tried the other ones, isn't my favorite anymore. But that's really the bread that I go for. And then you leave it in the freezer, and as I need a piece, I just toast it. Okay, this says it's a gluten-free bagel. I just want to look at the ingredients. So, it's actually not that bad. I might try these. There's some starches, chickpea flour. It's really not so bad. No sugar, no grams of sugar. I think I'm gonna try these. What is happening? Oh, what's this? Oh, this is sprouted. I'm gonna buy both. I never saw these before. This is a company that I really, really like. It's called 1 Degree. What I like about it is that pretty much everything in their line is sprouted, which means that it's been soaked and sprouted. So you basically are getting the full nutritional profile of whatever's inside. Also, they literally will list the farm that it's from. They have a very good relationship with the farmer. 1 Degree stands for 1 degree of separation between the manufacturer and the farmer. So I absolutely love that. If you go on their website, you can see like where their oats are grown, who's growing them, and the whole story. So I love that. I do kind of veer away from buying granolas just because they are really caloric and generally really filled with sugar. So I try not to. So here's something. So I do love this company. Oh, it is non-GMO. So the minute that I see corn in like anything, I'm not against corn, but corn is highly GMO and sprayed with glyphosate. If you can see here, there is a stamp that says non-glyphosate on it. You really want to check your labels. Even if something appears to be healthy, it doesn't mean that it is. So here in the baking aisle, I don't need that much stuff because my pantry is pretty stocked, but I am running low on vanilla. I try as often as possible to get the non-alcoholic vanilla, and I'm stocking up on more Yacon syrup for my bulletproof. Something else people always ask me about is monk fruit sweetener. So monk fruit sweetener is actually a great option. The only problem is that most monk fruit sweetener that I find contains an ingredient called erythritol. And that is a sugar alcohol. So even though it's like somewhat natural, it's not natural and it's still a chemical in the body. So I avoid that. I also avoid stevia, I avoid agave. So here you can see you have all these like natural sweeteners, but they're not all good. So you really need to know, you need to do your research and understand like why is something 0 calories, but it's so sweet or whatever. There's all different like reasonings to everything, but look into what you're putting into your body. So we're just doing aisles because we're here, but so this is my favorite rice. It's the Lundberg Farms organic long grain brown rice. Non-GMO, also important. You want to make sure your grains are non-GMO because they're often sprayed with glyphosate. Okay, so there you go. This is my gigantic basket of groceries. I'm gonna go pay. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me. I will see you on my way out. wrap. Thank you guys so much for coming shopping with me. This is how I do it every week. There will be more videos to come on how I stock my pantry and where I buy my other items. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, you want to see more videos like this, leave a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.